Check, check, check. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing fantastic. Had a little bit of a YouTube glitch just a second ago. I think we are good now. But welcome. There we go. We are here. So just a reminder, everyone, everything we're about to do is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not trade with live funds, and this is strictly just used to demo and paper trade. All right. It's cool. Thank you guys for confirming. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Should be able to see my screens now. Reminder that YouTube has a little bit of delay, but welcome. Trying to make sure I type to you guys too, as well as talk at the same time. Thanks, Zip. I appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Miss you over at the group. All right, let's get it. Had some real aggression over the London session. Like an hour and a half into London, had this massive pump up. It's also right when the actual pre-market starts for New York, is right at that 4 a.m. time frame, and had a big move up from the boxes. One of the best parts was when we got that massive move up here right at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know most USA traders are asleep, so they're probably not active, but one of the most important things is like when we got that hit, that huge bullish move up, the ES and the NQ. The ES would have sold us to go long again, left side of your screen. But the center of our screen, the NQ, because this is a confluence asset, you can see down here at the bottom, confluence. You need the ES and NQ to say the same thing at the same time or within the same time range. And sure enough, NQ tells us to stop. And so right there, where everyone might have got caught right at that high. Again, I don't know how many traders are actually awake, but that's still at the high. There's no long there into a short. Instead, on the very next candle, heavy retracement against it, back to our box, and then pushing down. And right now, we are still looking for the ES on the left side of your screen to finish playing out this short. And then the NQ over here, this is the average move on the NQ. And we have two different take profits with our system. And it's whichever one comes first. And take profit one typically is the average, which again, the average wins are delineated right there. It's 16.5 handles on the ES and it's 65 handles on the NQ. And then take profit two is when you get to the next box. And so you can see the NQ missed the average win by just a couple of ticks, but it also hit the box. So that's a win. And now we're in conflict. And I'll show you guys what I mean. Conflict is when the NQ actually is, after having that win, has now confirmed bullish, and it's looking for reasons to push up. But we can't take the long idea because you have to build confluence on the ES. The ES is still telling us to short. And just one of the big things that I'm trying to teach our members and also people who tend to just struggle a little bit with live candles, because no offense, everybody, everything you learn and you do, you're always back testing, and it will never feel like what live markets do, no matter how hard you try. And one of the biggest things is I'm trying to help people with our win rate. Whatever our win rate is for an asset, and in this case, it's 78% on the good old ES right now, then 78% of the time you will not close a candle above the average stop that we give, or in this case, called the average invalidation. And you can see we had that big retracement only to retrace back to the box, but see the candle close, and that's what's most important. And then from there, pushes back down again. And so we're still waiting for this position to finish itself out. And we'll keep tracking as we go. US 30s, a little bit harder today. So far, we have a lot of consolidation around this smaller box. And right now, you are in a small, long confirmation to push up. But if it closes down here, it'll then go back into a short. So I'm expecting US 30 to be a little bit more difficult. I'll help track them as we go with you guys. DXY. Looks like it's getting ready to muscle up bullish. So looking for something like this to occur during the New York session. And then looking for the euro to continue pushing down. The euro has rejected from our weekly system, as has DXY got a bullish reversal from our weekly system. So if you're a euro trader or someone like that, you are already in confirmed shorts from here and looking for it to push down. And then this is the average. Hold on, it's not there. 1 second, I got you. It's 35 pips right here. So this would be the average move on right there is the confirmation. So a little bit more than halfway to the average of 36 pips on The euro. Cool. So if anyone were to jump in later and say, hey, what about this? What about that? Regarding Forex, the only thing right now for the next 23 minutes is we're just holding shorts further down on the euro. Silver and gold, we had a massive bullish move up multiple times through gold, and gold is now trending, as is silver. Can treat them as solo assets. True Algo members, something really important to remember that as we've trended bullish through our system with bullish confirmations to get up to the green and then pushing, blasting off through the green. I mean, even right here, it's a $21 an ounce per move on silver, or sorry, gold. That was $33 actually. I apologize. Right up here, 80% of the time, you guys, we can't close inside that weekly box. So this could be where gold stops for the rest of the week. But right now, the only thing we can do on gold is look for it to push higher or be neutral because of where we're at. And then the next set of shorts are going to be way down here at 32.82. But this could be that high, and we never go any higher due to the 80% wall. And silver is already actively in a short rotation down. And right now it's retracing to see if it can continue to do this during the New York session. We do have a couple of my little extra levels that have done awesome on a 4-hour perspective. So feel free to leave those. And then you can see silver. We have one more up here at 33.375. Oil was also pretty aggressive too to get itself up here. But right now, oil on the right side of your guys' screen over here. This is neutral, everybody. Again, you see the True Algo box and just things to learn. And True Algo members, again, seeing things on live candles, not seeing things only in hindsight. Like this is live. So like you have 2 boxes stacked on here that you knew as soon as the Asia session opened. And so True Algo is telling you, hey man, up here, it's going to be harder to break this area. You can expect consolidation, or if markets really want to break it, they'll be very aggressive through it. And so right now we're getting that consolidation, and there's no bearish close below. So there's no shorts. And then there's going to be really hard to get a long off here because you have to close up there. So we are literally the definition of neutral on oil. Crypto folks, Ethereum is telling you to go long right now. Very range bound on this asset. It's been very good so far the week from pushing through, but just on a daily perspective, the crypto moves are getting smaller and smaller as it's coiling up. We're going to have something bigger here happen on crypto over the next 4 to 6 days. But right now, people are going to start over leveraging themselves because they're bored and they're not getting enough, because most traders value themselves on everything they do per day. So they tell themselves, I need to make $100 a day, $500 a day, every day. Starts making their trading very difficult. But we're very, very range bound on ETH right now, and we're going to have a breakthrough. You might want to write that down. But right now, ETH is confirmed bullish. Bitcoin actually did finally get that bullish confirmation right above right there, as it was neutral earlier, but it did have a bearish confirmation here. You can see the boxes hitting above. We hit our daily scalp targets. And so right now there's no new move to be open. And potentially right now, ETH is about to, Tether is about to confirm bullish again, meaning you want to be bearish on assets. So it does look like Tether is going to do that. Bitcoin's going to do this. And so you're going to get a bearish move for the crypto world here shortly. SPY right now is confirmed bearish, everybody. This is the right side of your screen. So if you're an ES or index futures person, the SPY can really help you because it doesn't have the overnight session. And right now, SPY is telling us to be bearish. So when we go back to the indexes, that's something that you can start to use as like a layer on top for confluence on whether the ES, the NQ, US 30, or the Russell are confirmed the same direction. And right now, over here on the right side, the Russell is also confirmed bearish. So the SPY and Russell are confirmed the same thing. And then let me real quick, I think the hit rate's really low, or lower on SPY for these targets. We have bullish scalp and beacon targets, everybody. So we'll let those stats load and I'll let you know what they are. But right now the SPY is confirmed bearish. So is Russell, so is the ES. And by the way, the ES live, guys, there's that bigger push down right now. You see it? Right side? So remember, first take profit is the average or the box, and whichever comes first, and then the opposite of that for the next take profit. But right here, they both align for the same take profit. So how would you play it? This is your full take profit. If you want to try to see if you can get more out of the short on the ES, then you would let your runner run all the way to the other side of the box. That would be the goal. That would be a little bit over 2x the average win too, if that happens. Sorry. So back over here to on the Russell and SPY side. So yeah, right here, the one of them has a 58% chance, so that's lower, but the top one has an 80% chance to be hit today. So there's an 80% chance at some point True Algo is going to do something like that throughout the New York session. So that's something I'm aware of to get up here. And just keep that a note. So like if you guys see that towards the next half hour, 45 minutes, we push down, get here, maybe even get down here, and then you get a bullish confirmation up, then that would be quite the take profit if we get something like this in New York. And it could take the whole New York session, but please be aware that we do have a bullish scalp target in Beacon for the SPY going into today. But right now, those shorts are playing out. And now we are 50%, a little bit more than 50% the average move. You guys see how the NQ didn't push up? Remember, the NQ was confirmed bullish here. We talked earlier about it's in conflict because it already had its shorts play out. And you can't go long on here on this. Again, let me draw the position again. This is not a valid long position because you have to have the ES also say the same direction. And then almost now you just watching live, trying to get that ES to hit the average win or the box again. Same. The take profit here is literally the same thing. And so we're almost there live, everybody. I haven't checked the stocks just yet. The stocks are just about to confirm in 2 minutes, so I'll bring those up in just a second. I'll keep watching this. Flat. I don't mind showing you whatever. The only thing that you guys see his question, it's really important in trading because he's going to define, he's talking about, if anyone's watching this back, if you look in chat, he says, can we show what the UJ looks like on a higher time frame with bigger boxes or on a pair, like for swing trading, he specifically says. Flat, I have no problem showing you whatever. We have two sets of boxes. We have our day system boxes, which are these smaller ones you can see like right here. And then you have the larger box right here, which is there for the weekly. You don't have to change time frame with our system. Everywhere else you go, you're going to change your time frame. We don't. So it doesn't matter if you use our weekly system on a 30-minute time frame or you use the day system on a 30-minute time frame. It's the same thing. We don't go down to a 5 or 1 minute time frame just because it's a day trade that some people think, or a scalp trade, or in a swing trade must be on a 4-hour time frame. You don't got to do that. But I will show you in 1 second. Just let the next minute close so that we can update everything on the stocks, and then I'll bring up the UJ for you to show you on a swing perspective. I'll also teach you something about Forex too if you stay here, everybody. Just about how to guess what's going to happen before the chart loads. So right now, we're still continuing this short down on the ES. True Algo members, just note that as of right now, you are with it, but not even taking retracement. You've traveled 13 handles. Even if you guys just jumped in since the stream started, I mean, even that candle alone, how far did we drop? Where it opened? Yes, 11.5 handles just on that single candle drop. NQ's now back at the box. SPY almost 50%, right around there. Just on the position tool draw, and this is not the average. True Algo members, I'm working on SPY to get you guys that too. Okay, cool, ready? And you guys can do this with me too, but there's a delay, so I have to awkwardly wait. But True Algo members, you can write it out. Cool, left side of our screen, Tesla is confirmed looking for puts as of right now for open. Apple is actually neutral, center left, because it did not hit a box yet, so this is neutral. And then over here, center right on Microsoft, it is also neutral. And as Brad just said, US 30, I believe, is in a new valid short. And then all the way over here on the right side, there was a big drop on NVIDIA overnight. We are in a bearish confirmation or looking for puts on NVIDIA, something like this at open. So 2 of them are bearish, 2 of them are neutral. And then lastly, let's go ahead and take and put Amazon on. That's the top 5, or mostly the top 5 of the stock market. Amazon looks exactly the same. The only question is, did it hit a box? And right now it's pushing down to our lower boxes. I'm sure those shorts are still playing out. Okay, so Amazon is also neutral. So let me get Microsoft back up. All right, so now we'll pop back over to the indexes. And by the way, live, guys, we're just about to hit the average win, 16.5 handles. This is one thing that I try to do on the live sessions, is help our members specifically on live candles. So like this is what we talk about. Like you see those social videos and everyone says like, oh, this is just hindsight, do it live. Like, man, we do this every single day, but it's a 60-second video on our YouTube. I can't show you what we're doing. So you guys can call it out if it's not, but there is your almost hit for the full average. I mean, we're like 2 ticks away. True Algo members, if this is you right now and you're in this play, if you demand that it hits that box or hits that average and it reverses against you and you call it a loss, that's on you. Like this is a win. It's within the average by like 2 to 3 ticks, I think maximum. I think we're 2 ticks from the box. Exactly 2 ticks from the box. So take that as you will. And yes, the US 30 isn't a new valid short. Okay, cool. I don't know if Forex guy is still here, but we'll check it out. So really quick, before I go on the UJ, if you're a Forex person, you need to be on DXY. So the UJ is led by the US dollar against the yen. And right now we've pushed downwards on the DXY. And right now we have bullish confirmations to push up. And we just hit a box to now remain neutral. When you pop up the UJ should look exactly the same in our system. If it is not, then something is drastically wrong with the yen. Either the yen is super bullish or super bearish, and I'll be able to help you. But look how these boxes are, and then let's pop up the UJ and see if it looks the same. And then I'll show you the weekly boxes if that will help you more. Flat. And there you can see it is in the same bearish side of our system. You see it down here? And right here at the lows, if you were trying to short the UJ, look at DXY. DXY is at support, and it hasn't closed bearish through our system. And so there's no reason to short down here. So it does look correct. The yen is weak. The yen is actually a little bit weaker, a little bit stronger because of those little pushes down here. But as of right now, there's no reason to go long on the UJ. I would look for longs on the UJ when you close above basically 143 is what you would need. Not a candle wick, like 30 minutes up. And then as far as you asking about like the weekly system on the UJ, right on Monday, 2 different times, both during the Asia and London session, it caught the low right here. And so from there, that's where you can look to push up. And then you can use the weekly system or the daily system as we track through up here. Let's just see if just possibly there was a box right here. So you can use that, the bigger time frame as you're calling it, to pick up the position. And I'm just trying to see if there's a take profit right here with the box. There you go. Ta-da. So there's where you don't short the low, holds the weekly box, pushes up, and then there's your take profit. And there was a short right here too, to then take it right back down again. Again, your definition of longs and shorts, or sorry, not longs and shorts, but swing trading and scalp trading and day trading are going to be different the way we perceive it, and also differently than the way the 95% of people do it. Okay, cool. I'm back over here now. Oil's pumping up again, as you guys can see. It seems like we could get another bullish trend above here on oil. Check what it is. It would be oil closing above 62.5. I would actually say like 55.3, 54, because 5 would be right on the box. I don't know if that's going to be. It would have to be like exactly 62.51 to be, would be the exact amount. If you closed above there, we'd be in a bullish trend. SPY's still going great. The Russell's still going. Let me draw the Russell position. So like, I'm not sure when we talk to members all the time about like when you're awake, but this just shows you like, here's the stats. Here's on the initial position. If you're awake at 445, if you weren't awake at 445, then the next position activated was right there. You can see we're about to hit 50% on that one. And then if you were not awake, that's at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you weren't awake for that one, then this was the next short. All of these shorts are valid, but we want to pull the stats from here. So that means if you got in the short there or there, that is a bigger move that you're expecting, which is all the way down to this next box. If you're someone who uses gap fills or things like that, you can see that would fill this entire gap for you as well. So something to be aware of. By the way, I apologize that I was moving around, but as you guys can see now, the ES did hit full take profit. So we did get those extra 2 ticks. And there you go. And that's take profit 1. But in this case, we have 2 take profits. Remember I said earlier, I'm just repeating myself, take profit 1 and 2, which it's the box or the average move. The average move is what we give right here. And in this case, they are the same because you can see right here, 16.5 handles is 66 ticks. And you can see the take profit now happening from the box. You see it? It's important to see that live. A new close for everything here in 6.5 to 7 minutes. You're welcome, Flat. If you have any questions, you can head over to our Discord and ask me. If you ever need to see certain charts, if you're trying to make your decisions, you can. I'll be here to help. My DMs are always open. You can ask everybody here. We actually answer questions. So just feel free to check it out. And give me 1 second, guys, because there's no new move now. I'm just checking our Discord to see if people have any questions or reaching out. All right, okay, cool. We're good. It's really weird that it's like hiding that position I had on earlier. What's going on? There, now it's gone. True Algo members, if you reminder what I was saying on Sunday about the potential gold crash that we might get, and I said I would wait till this week concluded to update you guys and give you the actual chart that I'm doing. But this is the potential. We did put in another new high. I mean, gold's at in history, gold has never been this high. Silver is at a price where it doesn't spend over the past 12 years. We don't stay up here. And then everyone, True Algo members, think about what was 12 to 13 years ago. And it was right around that 07 to 09 crash. It's obviously a little bit further back, but it's within range. But there's just potential that we're getting ready to put the highs in for gold and silver that most people won't be ready for when it does start to reject, because everyone's going to be extremely bullish. You'll probably see a really big uptick in news and other things that tell you to buy gold as a hedge against inflation, even though the stock market has been going up. And so that just means they want people to buy gold here at the top so they can sell it. I'll cover it on Sunday. Remember, you'll always have time, just like the generational wealth thing we're talking about. 6 minutes from the next close. There is no new Hassam. Sorry if I can't pronounce your name correctly. Gold is only up, up, and away. That's what the green is here for, green on green. There's no short. And I said this earlier, if gold plummets right now, we can't short it. You can, I won't, and our system doesn't tell you to. You can't short gold, so you get a close below 32.84. And just for the record, guys, if you remember our stream last week, I said the same thing to you guys about gold here. We were almost in the same exact box last week. You guys remember? And then I said as long as we would close above, I think it was like 32.45 or 31.45 to be exact. Just so you guys know I'm not crazy. Like it was literally 31.45 last week right here. And we closed above that 31.45 was somewhere right in here. Right there, here. And then from there I said we would just go to a new, not just like we would put in a high for the day, we would go to new all-time highs. And we did. And so it's the same song and dance today that even though I'm looking for reasons for gold to crash, this is over all the way through to 2029. I was talking to our members, but like this is green on green. The only thing we can do is continue to keep looking for gold to go higher. That's it. And again, I'm just telling you how we use our system. If we plummet right now, we can't chase it. We just let it go. Because if you follow rules and moving up here, you can see gold keeps closing bullish above our system. And then it started a trend above our weekly box right here. And that was a $30 move I showed you earlier. If you're going to short gold now and you're not following our rules, then you wouldn't have long gold up in the first place. So then it doesn't matter. As in like you're choosing when to play the rules. And so it's not going to work out for you in the long term. It might work on a trade or two, but it's not going to work out long term. 4 minutes from this close, I'll remove this position here, guys, as soon as that close happens because this position is done. But I just want to, again, show you from a live setting. Do you see how there's no reason for it to stop right here? Like you can talk about gaps being filled because I know a lot of you guys use that from the certain person, but those gaps are different on every time frame. But even if you're using a gap, it's not 50% filled. You know what I mean? Or 100% filled. So there's like zero reason for us to stop here except for the fact that we have hit our average move. And the other reason why the ES has stopped right here is because the NQ has hit a box. So it's just like, it's important to see this on a live setting because when you guys backtest and it pushes down or now reverses back up, you don't know what it feels like in a live setting for this to happen and for us to just sit here now. That's why backtesting doesn't work as far as like building what you need to feel like in live. And that's why so many people always talk about after they backtest with their teacher or something, and then things stop working on a live candle, then they ask their teacher or they're told, you just got to work on your psychology. It's like, nah, man, you just need to play on live candles because live candles are not what you backtest. You don't feel what it feels like for that candle to continue to move every second. So really important to get live practice. And that's what we're here to help. Good morning, everybody. Oh, yeah, Oliver, weren't you here last week, bud? Weren't you the one who asked? It was you or somebody else. Because I knew they weren't a member. And I just, again, it was that, I've got a really good memory, thankfully. But it was at 31.45. We got that close. I told you, remember, it has to close above on a 30-minute. And then sure enough, went straight to a new all-time high without ever backing down. 2 minutes from the next close, and I'll update everything. The stocks have a very wide system today. So True Algo members, I'm just telling you, if I'm trying to get into the future, just looking at the stocks right now with the True Algo system, it's basically saying that we're going to have a very aggressive move because everything is very spread out. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Like the boxes are larger than normal. So True Algo, this goes for all of you if you're not a member, but even if you are a member, there's a potential that we're going to have a larger move today during the New York session just by looking at the boxes. We're about to have that close. Index futures, folks, not to bore you, but you're not going to have a new position here, obviously, as we've had the shorts play out. But I hope that helped nobody take any type of long on the NQ. Would have wrecked you. Thank you guys for your kind words. Oh, good, Oliver. I'm happy, man, because I know you asked. I remember it. I mentioned you on our Sunday macro stream, too. On every Sunday, we do an update for markets, and I cover all of the same things we do on a higher time frame, like Flat was asking. And then we look at the system, and we do a strategy review after that. Okay, so new close. So this is really important, everybody. Right now, you've gotten to this move on the ES that we started the live stream with. And remember, we started up here, and that's already about 14 handles straight down, about 50 ticks. But just for everybody else watching now, what do you do? And it's important because we're rule followers, which is, I think, where many people really, really struggle. And so right now, you can't do anything. This move is complete. So I'm going to delete this off the page so we're done. And now you're waiting for this next candle to close. You should already know that you can get a long position off of this box because we've hit it. And now if this candle closes green, then you can get a long position potentially. But you're not going to get any short. And True Algo is telling you that right here because this is all built up that it can stop price. And you have to be conscientious of that. So there's no new move. Then we look over here at the NQ. And now you have a bearish confirmation below that box. We just want to double check that it's 3 ticks. It is. So this is a valid short. So now the NQ is looking to push down further and the ES is now neutral. Okay. So just take that for what it is. And then with these pushing down, it should help this US 30 get its full win here in just a second. Again, you guys saw one of our members, BT, he posted earlier about US 30 being an active short. This is what the average short looks like on US 30. It's a potentially smaller move because take profit 1 is the box in this case. Take profit 2 is the average, 105 ticks. And so you can see that the average extends through the box. So this is what we're looking to try to get. You'll get take profit 1 here in just a second. I don't want to jump. I was going to jump over to stocks to see the next close, but everything just had a new confirmation. I'll come back US 30. Just keep me posted, everybody. DXY is still bullishly confirmed. The euro is still bearishly confirmed. And right now it looks like it's in retracement for the potentially to do this on the euro. Hold on. I'm on replay mode. I'm like, why does that look weird? I was wondering why that looked jacked up. Oh, it's because we went into replay mode for the UJ earlier for Flat, who asked. Now we make sense. Okay, cool. Yep. Moving off that. No new clue or no new help on that one. Silver starting to reject. Again, reminder everyone that silver already had a bearish confirmation as of 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had a big retracement against itself for a potential to add in. And now we're in a new bearish confirmation on silver. Oil hit the day box at the top. You're still neutral on oil. You can't do anything, but a potential for oil to now reject down through the New York session. Silver wants to reject down, but gold, you can't do anything but let it go up. So not touching gold. And you can see gold's holding itself up really, really well, where silver and oil are starting to reject now. And it's just really cool because gold is green on green right now. So that's why gold is holding its own against the bearishness of the other commodities. Crypto folks, you did get that bearish confirmation on Bitcoin right here again. And then there is a bullish confirmation on Tether. And then your only problem is the fact that Ethereum is still confirmed bullish. So it just means that it's going to be much harder for this short to play out because you have conflict with ETH. So True Algo members, be aware of that. I can't really explain that to the people who are not members. It's going to cause confusion, but ETH is not agreeing that you should be shorting Bitcoin right now. Tesla is still in potential puts for New York Open. There's no puts yet because you can't take options, but it's still looking like it wants to take puts. Apple is still neutral. Microsoft is still neutral. And NVIDIA is still looking for puts as of right now for New York Open. And then Amazon was also neutral. Let's see if it closed below a box. So waiting for it to load. So as we're waiting for the boxes to load, was this a bearish confirmation? I do not believe it was. So I believe we are still neutral as the end depicts right here. Ooh, no, it actually, check this out. It's the only one so far. Maybe Amazon's getting ahead of the game. Amazon's in a bullish confirmation, so looking for calls. It's the only one. So everything else is either neutral or bearish. But here over on Amazon, it's actually looking for calls. And then we have 2 more candle closes where it could change into puts. So we'll see. But the things are changing a little bit as of right now. US 30, folks, as I was moving around, you did get to the first take profit on your US 30 move. Again, it's very small. The average position looks correct, though, as far as where your stop loss is. And then now, looks like it moved about 40% through that box. Not 50% through it, but getting close. It's really close to 50% of the average move. And then Russell, folks, bigger push down. SPY, really, really good push down as well. So this is still continuing. Reminder, the moves on Russell, there's 3 different short entrances depending on when you are awake. You can see we are just now getting through the initial entrance. But again, that was at 4:45 Eastern Standard Time. This is entrance 2 in case you were asleep. And if you got through that, you've already netted about an $8 move. And if you missed that one, there was, again, I'm just showing you all the active positions. This one was at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was literally an hour ago. And then that was probably the easiest of them because there was almost no consolidation at that point, and it's just been straight down. But for this Russell move, if you took any of those short ideas, this is still the stats are trying to pull you to right here. So again, this is one of those times where the average move and the box have the same take profit. Normally, you just want to get to whichever one comes first and then trail the rest. But in this case, it's the same. But if you're up here, and that was your short, you got to still use those stats. You can see that this one, you're already almost at the average win. So that would be take profit 1 if you're doing the stats from there. Again, I'm telling all of you, I'm going to confuse people who are not members, but all the regular members, I still pull the stats from the initial short. I can't do it from up here. And then your take profit 2 is when you get to the box. Cool. All right. Just making sure we're on the same page. But You guys see just a really good chance to see from a live setting about like saying the directional move that things are. Again, talking about SPY, talking about Russell, the ESNQ, US 30, and you can see they're just pushing down because that's what our system says. And so been nice. We didn't get a new low yet on US 30, but another new low on ES and NQ. Reminder for those of you guys, if you held through on the ES, I talked to you earlier, just reminding you about the things that I say on the live, and you can watch it back to see if it was said. Remember, take profit 1 and the average box right here, we're all the same. And so I said if you want to claw more of this profit out, then the only thing you can do is try to target the other side of the box. Why not target anything in it? Because you target the other side of the box because once it closes below this box, then you're in a new position. So you don't have to worry about continuing to hold it even further because this is where the play has to be done because a new position would be started and calculated into our stats. But for all of you guys watching right now, and US 30 is about to put in a new low, what I'm trying to show you, I said this earlier, I'm very repetitive from a teacher perspective. I'm here to teach you on live candles with our system. But the most important thing is like many of you just don't hold your plays long enough. And sometimes you just need somebody talking in your ear about what you're seeing. But because you guys are staring at the money going up and down like crazy, and by the way, you should be practicing and demo trading, you get so nervous by those numbers fluctuating so fast that you're not used to holding plays. And sometimes it's just good to have me in your ear. And I hope that helps. Russell with the bigger push down now. We're now 50% of the average move on Russell, guys, right here. The average move is 92 points. We've now traveled 49. But again, that's only if you got in at this entrance. You've now, I think, gone the exact average on this play. Check it out. That's such a thing of beauty. It's so cool. So you guys see here again, look at the stats, $92 move, and there's your 92 tick average, man. Cool. We're still trying to get it further down in the box, but any of those extra positions you guys got in worked great. So congrats. And as you can see from the stream now, we've had 3 straight candles that we've been live, and all 3 have just gone straight bearish, as we said earlier. It's pretty nifty, man. Remember, crypto folks, not going to be anything new. You guys can see gold, no new high, but just showing you what I meant. Salah or whatever your name is. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce it correctly. Is continuing to be green, and that's what we're going to keep expecting. You can't fight this. That was one of my goals to teach you guys last week that are not members about just wanting gold to go higher. And now by the way, that's not a bias. I'm not like telling you like I just feel like gold should go higher. The True Algo system that we teach you, these are bullish confirmations above this box. The green is color coded to help you know when we're in a trend. And so from there, you follow it and just go box to box, line to line at this point once you're in the green. DXY, come on, man. It's going to be a little boring now. Got about 6.5 minutes before the next close. 10 years stuck at our trend box now too. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to be a little boring. But right now I'm just waiting. So please ask questions. Those of you guys that are not members, like, or anyone that is, it's the one place that if you guys have questions, I'll answer. I don't ignore your questions. And if I missed one of your guys' questions earlier when I was looking at something, just post it again. But here to answer you, and it's most important to answer you guys like on live candles because we don't go back on what we say. We don't cherry pick. And so this is your chance to ask things on live candles. What is the green box again? It's just our it's our trend. So if you see green, then statistically speaking, that would then push up through green once you close in it. And we have red on the opposite side down here. So a good example, Anthony, you see this gigantic red box down here? Right here? See how? So red would be like to look for reasons for it to push down, correct? But just to show you how good the system is, there's not a single candle closed in the red. It's nifty, man. It's so cool. As soon as you close in that red, that would statistically want to bring price down further and further. But sure enough, taps it and then long off of it. And so green would be the opposite too. But it's our True Algo trend boxes. I can show you what I mean. By the way, gold's pushing up again. 1 second, Anthony, I'll show you. You'll see our dashboard is going to pop up right above on this. I just turned that setting back on, and you're going to see green on green in just a second. It'll say the word trending. And that's why people who are continuing to short gold right now are going to get punished because our system is telling them just to look for higher. And again, you guys, you're seeing it live too. I mean, and this might look small, guys. This is a $5 move on gold just on this candle. It's not a small move. And they're right here, Anthony. Just the green boxes are an extension of our system. That just means you're in a trend, and then you can use that to follow line to line. But there you go, bud. But I'm going to move this off now because I want less information on our chart, not more. You guys ever notice that, like, when some of you that are not a part of our group, you might be annoyed, and maybe some of the new members, you might be annoyed by all the boxes, but you don't trade like this. You know what I mean? Like with your chart that's shrunken down, it looks something like this when you're on live candles. And so you guys have a million different indicators or all these different things that you're trying to cope with. You change time frames, and they all change on the time frames. Our boxes stay consistent. It's much less information and much less things to process or to cause analysis paralysis. That's why I can show you guys the moves that I'm trying to guide with you on a live setting, and I don't have to do technical analysis across every asset. So I hope that helps. All right, Mello, what'd you ask, bud? About ETH earlier, not going Bitcoin's way. What would you do if you have conflict between them? Everyone, that should be an easy answer for Mello, correct? So if Ethereum is telling you to go up right now, which it is, bullish confirmation, and Bitcoin is telling you to go down, and I keep saying the total, sorry. Tether is telling you to go up. What does that mean? And it's just the sheer fact that Bitcoin and ETH are telling you they're in conflict. If they are confluence assets, which they are, no matter how much you are frustrated that you can't be in a position, if there is conflict, you are not supposed to take the idea. Now, crypto folks, you guys can do whatever you want. You can build as much other confluence as you want. I'm telling you the way I use the system, the way I teach you guys, the way we use the stats. If ETH says one direction and Bitcoin says the other, you can't take an idea. At least on Bitcoin and ETH, maybe go, for instance, look at an altcoin. Like if Ethereum is confirmed bullish and you want to look at total 2 or total 3 and they're also bullish on an altcoin, then you can use that. But ETH and Bitcoin are telling you to do the opposite, which is not healthy for crypto markets. And Rob is correct. Thanks, Rob. Same thing with Ryan. I appreciate it, guys, for all of you guys answering. And then Pule, what's your question? Rab, thanks for the comment, bud. And by the way, everyone, we don't always win. I don't want you guys ever to think that. I mean, we've had live streams with you guys on here before where we lose too. So don't ever think that we pretend that every play is a win. But I will do my best in live situations to help you from an educational standpoint, make less mistakes, but just being able to navigate things in a live setting. What would you take total as a confluence? So, where's crypto at? And I have a separate video for this, Mello, literally just for the crypto folks. If you'll remind me on Discord, I'll send you the direct link, but it's in the learning platform on the getting started side just for the crypto folks. But if you're an ETH trader, total 2, here, I'll show you live real quick. Let's do this real fast. So total 1 is the entire crypto market. So it's going to look more like Bitcoin. If it's not, then something is a little bit of a foot because Bitcoin's included. And now look, we just got a bearish confirmation on total 1. That means it agrees with Bitcoin. But reminder, Ethereum says to go up. That is a major conflict, and that's why taking a long on ETH or taking a short on Bitcoin might not be the best idea. So now let's remove Bitcoin out of the equation, and we'll go to total 2. Total 2 removes Bitcoin out of its stats, and now look. Now you can build confluence this way. Do you see how total 2 looks exactly in our system how ETH does? But do you see how it's retracing down against it? And it's because, like I said earlier, Bitcoin is telling you to short, so is total 1. If you keep getting rid of Bitcoin as a confluence, the markets are going to punish you. And now total 3 should look very similar to ETH as well, even though ETH is not included. And there you go. It looks even worse because look, it's trapped. So total 3 altcoins only, they're telling you to stop what you're doing right now. It's neutral. So all of these things being said that quickly, you don't have to check any other technical analysis tools. It's literally telling you don't take any of the ideas that you see on the crypto market because there is no clear confirmation from our system. Just stay out of the way. And it's because everything wants to be bullish except for Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is like the decider. So just be careful. I hope that makes sense for those of you that just asked. We have a video. H-World, I know you were with us before. We have a full video that I cover all of that now when you first join for the newer folks and how to use it with our system. Morning, Jeff. You guys see how we're still pushing down? We're about to get a new low here on US 30. There you go. Again, take profit one was hit. And then from a demo and paper trade purpose, we're just trying to get down here to finish the average out on a live setting. But you guys just see, like, this is the definition of being able to hold a play longer. I always put these videos out, and then there's always these naysayers that, oh, you would never do that in a live setting. And then I'm like, hey, here's the live video. And then they don't say anything because it's a defense mechanism for you. Everywhere else you've gone, you've been lied to. You've been sold and packaged the same crap. And the biggest thing is they don't do it on a live setting. They cherry pick some other older chart or post it after the fact, and we don't do that here. And so I hope this helps you guys live. It's a big deal, man. Most people can't do this live, so I hope that I can help you. You'll see that the Russell now hasn't put in a new low. It's really close. SPY's almost finished this fake position that's on here. I say fake because this is not the stats, everybody. It's just the position that I drew. It looks really close to what the ES position would be. So, and the SPY and the ES are the same thing. Thanks, Mello. I appreciate it, bud. But Nvidia going against the grain. Tesla still pushing down. We do that. There is an update here, so I just want to update everything in case anything's changed. And True Algo members, you can help me too. We just had a new candle close 3 minutes ago. Scan across and tell me if you see if anything has changed. And you should be able to very quickly say, no, nothing has changed. Every position or neutral that you see is all still the same. And then really quick, let's check Microsoft. Hopefully TradingView doesn't hate me and slows down. Reminder that Microsoft is also neutral. So you can see there was a bullish close. We want to see, did it hit a box? That would be a bullish confirmation. And no, Microsoft is also still neutral. So you can't do anything. Silver back to my line in the sand over here. If you did short silver 19 minutes ago, this is the average move on silver. You've traveled about 50% of the average move so far. Again, it's 40 ticks, and so far it's traveled about 23 ticks, so 50% of the average. Another new low on the ES. Trying to see if we can get this Russell to hit the next average. Be nice if New York could open, just get a real quick push down dump and smack into it. You can see SPY has gotten to the full extension of that move. Again, right, I was reminding you guys, all of you like gap fill people, that no reason for it to stop earlier and now coming down to finish it out. Sorry that I'm bouncing around so much. I just don't want to miss things. So Ratik, so think about it like this. You guys see how he says, do we provide your members with trade ideas? I don't know if you've been on the stream. You can see what I just did. And you can take that for what it is. If you think that we tell you, hey guys, I'm going long on SPY at 524.3 and holding it to here or there, that doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it damn sure doesn't work on live candles. So we are not a signal service. And all those other places you've been, there's a reason why people are always looking for a signal service, and none of them work. So we do not do that. But if you're asking, do I help you in a live setting and show you these ideas that I draw from a demo and paper trade purpose? Absolutely. I do this every single day to help you guys out. But we do not give a signal service here. Everybody wants to take the easy way out, and the markets will humble you pretty quick. Yeah, man. But if you want, again, I don't know if you've been here the whole time. Usually that happens to people who have not been on the live stream. Go back and watch the very beginning, because we start right here on the ES and NQ, and then you tell me if I ever said we should look to go long. And then look at the US 30 now from a live setting. We've now traveled 80% of this average move. And part of what I do on the live stream, guys, again, I'm going to keep repeating myself. I'm not trying to annoy you. The average win on US 30 is 105. I've walked you through this play that we hit take profit 1, which is that box. It was a potential very small move. Okay. But I'm trying to teach you guys how to hold plays longer. Rosath, I'm not sure if you're in here, but I know about the messages you've been sending me. Like, most of you all just struggle on live candles to hold your plays. And then you always say that, oh, my losses are bigger than my wins, because you hold your losses longer than your wins. And this is part of that process for you to see it on live candles. So I hope it helps. I'll let you know when we flip long. You'll know, because there will be again, this is what we teach you with our system, Ratik. You don't need me. You have to get a bullish candle above a box. And as you can see, that ain't happening. So there is no long. New York's going to open in 8 minutes. And if it goes parabolic here, we can't take the long. We just let it go. And remember, guys, I'm trying to teach you rules with our system. If it goes straight vertical at New York Open and you watch it and you get pissed, just remember, you wouldn't have taken the short down here in the first place. And so you're going to continue to keep getting humbled by the markets. We did this one live last night. I was keeping everybody posted. If you guys watch this right here, just to show you like how aggressive the moves are that can be in your favor, but you're never going to always get exactly the move. Right here on the long on the ES last night, it only traveled 53 ticks, which is 13 and a quarter handles. The NQ traveled 95% of the average. 65 handles is the average win. It only traveled 60 handles, but it went straight vertical over 30 minutes and it was done. And this is the stuff that we're trying to help you guys with, at least on live candles. I was doing that last night with members too. You see the spies now push through. You can see NVIDIA. Remember just a second ago, guys, I was talking about potentially it failing. It reloaded and now it's pushing back down. So NVIDIA will still be looking for puts at New York Open in 6.5 minutes. If you guys will watch my center of my screen, Microsoft and Apple, they haven't hit a box. And that's usually pretty rare before New York Open. So what'll happen is like 1 minute before New York opens, like within 2 minutes of New York opening, they'll kick in 1 minute or especially 30 seconds before. There's going to be some volatility injection into these two, because these two tend to decide what New York's going to want to do. And so the candles are very small right now, which is not typical. And then just remind, and by the way, NVIDIA's going better now. Everybody, for tomorrow, it's the day before a holiday. So I'm expecting markets to be extremely neutral tomorrow with very little movements, because a lot of people would have already started their holiday in the banking industry and things like that to think about. So don't be surprised if today's like really your last day to get some of the moves you want, except for maybe the Asia session will give us more. You can see Microsoft kicking up just a little bit right now. Silver pushed down even further. We're almost to the average win, guys. Reminder on silver. You can see gold starting to push down now too, as they're following each other. Silver's now traveled about 60 to 70% of the average win. Reminder, the average win on silver is 40 ticks. It doesn't sound like a lot, but every tick on silver is $25. So it is very expensive on silver for ticks that go in your favor. And silver has some of the smallest retracement and loss point in our system, but you can see live again here. I told you we can't short gold. If gold goes straight down, you just got to let it go. But silver now, there's take profit 1. It's hit the box. You guys can rewind the stream if you think that I'm trying to finagle anything, but there's take profit 1. You see how it hits the box and instantly they take profit at it? And then take profit 2 is here, because that's the average. That's 40 ticks, or a 20-cent move on silver. And again, $25 per tick. So True Algo members, reminder that silver is my favorite and highest R asset out of anything that we have. And it might be something that you guys keep putting time into. Thanks for the kind words, Jeff. Make sure you travel safe, bud. 5 minutes from New York Open, everybody. Nothing's changed yet on DXY. If you guys remember earlier, we were trying to get those 36 pips out of the euro on the shorts here. And then we didn't get to the full average win. And now it's reversing. And you're like, man, why is it reversing? You see how like we didn't hit? You'll notice that like I don't just show you the euro on the right side. I show you DXY. DXY is the decider of all things that are Forex. And look, when the euro put in this low on that short that's played out, look right here. DXY hit our box, and there's the reaction to reverse bearish. which means the euro is going to push up. And so you can see it doing exactly as designed. That's why I show you guys to have both up. You can't just have the euro up. You'll get penalized or punished by the markets. It's really cool on a live setting to see silver taking profit at our box. Again, take profit 1 or 2. It's the box or the average, whichever comes first, and we give you that here. 3.5 minutes from New York Open. As I was looking at other things, you guys can see Apple started to pick up as well, and Apple's now at a neutral zone. So it's already been neutral, but now we've hit a box. The only way to take calls on Apple at New York Open is this candle has to close green above the box. And you can already see where the green would be, by the way. It would be all the way up here, basically at 199. So unless this single candle does it in 3 minutes, you're going to be neutral. Now, we might be able to get puts on Apple as well at open if this candle can close below the box. But if it closes in this box, it is the definition of neutral and you can't do anything. There goes Microsoft. Remember what I said about 2 minutes before it'll start picking up? So now Microsoft has hit a box, so the same story. If you repeat what I just said, close below, can look for puts, closes inside the box like it is right now, neutral, close above the box, green, then that could be calls. And all of these things will help the index futures push in a certain direction. We just got another new low on the NQ just a second ago. There's another new low on the NQ. Another new low on the SPY. Silver just pushed back up from the take profit. Just again, I want you guys to see this live. If you don't follow our rules, and remember, all you gap folks, like which gap are you playing? This, and I'm not trying to trash that concept. I'm saying their gaps are different on every time frame. And what do you do when there's a gap here and a gap here and a gap there? Which one are you playing? This is why our system is so important, because this is the reversal spot for you to start filling those gaps. But look, there's no reason for it to specifically stop at that one, but our box stopped it literally to the tick. You guys see it? And again, take profit 1 or is the average or our box, whichever comes first. So I want you guys to see that from a live setting, because if you can't do it on a live candle, then everything else is a concept. Concepts don't work in live settings. That's why they're called concepts. That's what you're being taught. They frame them as a strategy, but strategies have to work on live candles. That's the difference you see with what we do with you guys. And by the way, what you guys see right now that are not members, you can ask the people in our chat right now if I'm lying. I do this every single day with them that I can. And this is what you get from a live setting. And it's important to get live coaching, not just to like have somebody talk in theory. Everything is theory. None of it works on live candles from what they're teaching you. Glory, welcome, bud. You can see NQ with another new low. New York's just about to pop open here, guys. There is no new position, just the shorts that we've already had activated. Russell, folks, you might get a big bullish push up against it, and it might just be a break even. I hope that you guys got in up here, but reminder, hope is not a strategy, right? Okay? Because this is the initial position, though many of you probably got in there, and you've already hit our average. You guys can see it. It's literally reacting exactly at the average point. So hope that helped you guys. New York just opened. Really quick, let's get back over here. You guys see what I'm saying? On Microsoft and Apple are both neutral still, and they're right at a bullish reversal flip. So you can't do anything. That means these first 15 minutes, you can't do anything. Now look at the ES and NQ. We can't do anything because they're not confirmed. You can see we're getting a bullish flip from our box. So this is why we call them reaction boxes, and you're seeing that reaction curve. True Algo members that are with us, reminder that you have a double stack here, which is flipping price on the day. There is no short or new activation here on the NQ. And then not SPY. Wow. US 30, folks, there's no new activation here. You should be neutral now or closing your position for take profit. You can see the Russell still reversing. SPY is still, by the way, looking to finish this play out. But again, it was already a win. I'm going to move fast now, guys, because obviously when the market's open, there's a lot of things to check for this injection. Crypto folks, you guys see how the ETH longs would not have worked. Everybody see? And now as Bitcoin and Tether continue to pull the market where they want. Again, do not ever discount Bitcoin on what it's saying. No new move on commodities. Gold is still looking for higher. Silver, we're in our shorts from earlier. though now it's neutral from hitting the box. And then oil is the definition of neutral, guys. We have no close above or below. So you can't do anything on for the next 30 minutes on oil. And that is it, man. I won't be staying on very much longer after this first candle close. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. But it's going to be a little boring because I can't do anything for the next 14 minutes because we're already either in an activation or we can't chase this candle as it's reacting from our box, guys. Getting a phone call. They are going to have to wait. All right. Getting a lot of bullish momentum on a bunch of these things. You can see Tesla and Nvidia pushing up really strong. Really quick. Amazon was that one that hit a neutral box too. It's taking so long to load, man. Get that out of the way. In those reaction boxes on the ES. US 30 is doing a really good job right now. True Algo members, we haven't been talking about it as much, but just showing you, look at the candle difference. You see how we're back to getting the, yesterday it didn't happen. The, oh my God, my brain. My goodness, what is, inverse correlation. There we go. Jesus. See how US 30, by the way, live, look. There's your average win hit. There you go. Makes sense. And by the way, True Algo members, if you had your stop at break even, you just knocked it. But look how quick you had to play it. Guys, that was live. You have to go like to a second chart. See, look at the 1 minute. It tags it, take profits hit. They auto have their take profit. Boom, straight back up. It's insane. That's, again, you have to see it in a live setting. But look, that full take profit. Remember what I said? Average move right here. There was a loss on US 30 earlier. And there's your full win. And being able to hold it and watching it through on a live setting. And now what if it just zoom? But the biggest thing is, guys, we're getting that. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the word today? What is wrong with my brain? The inverse correlation between the open for NQ and US 30. These are green, US 30 is red. But congrats on the US 30 play. Being able to flip whenever the system flags a new idea. Really, really cool. I probably won't look at commodities very often. Amazon pushing up bullish too. You can see big old move on Russell and SPY. The SPY play is done. I'm going to erase it off the screen and just be back over here. You guys see how US 30 is taking profit at the average? It's really cool, man, just to see on a live setting. Sorry if I miss margin. I don't know if you're still in here, bud. I think I've seen you on our other socials too, if I'm correct. If I'm only into CFDs, will I get value from the system just as yeah, man. So are you still here? I don't want to, I guess I'll still answer in case anyone else is in the same position. So he's just asking, hey man, I just use CFDs. Will I get value from the system? So like if he's on like the NAS 100 or SPX 500, US 30 cash, if that's what you guys play, this is what my goal to teach you with our system. The problem with CFDs is that their brokers are not regulated the way the CME is. So what I will teach you is on your broker, you can have it up like right here for your CFD, but you should use the futures data like I do on this side, and then you execute on your CFD chart over there. But you need to watch this chart because the data is so much more pure reflective of price action and not from the spreads on the CFDs that are all individual. So you can still play the CFD or execute on that, but I'm going to teach you how to use it, the system, the boxes on the future side. But if you just think about your CFD as your execution platform, you're good to go. Does that make sense? And I know that's all Brad thinks, but I just want to make sure I say it to anyone else who might not be reading chat. I appreciate when you guys reach out and help people. You guys see how silver stopped in its tracks? It's so cool. You got to see it on a live setting, man. Like anyone think like, oh, I'm going to be able to long silver at the open, right? Look at this bearish candle. I'm going to follow it. And then they short our box. I just put out a video last night that says you can't short our box from the low unless you close below it. And then look what happens. Specifically at the New York Open, man. Like, oh, it's so cool to see in a live setting. Starting to get some more correlation now between the index features. There's no long position yet for ES and NQ. But if the ES can hang out over here and then the NQ pushes above, that will be a bullish confirmation. The NQ, True Algo members, just calling it ahead of time, will have a much better stop loss than the ES because the ES has a double stack box to provide support for it where the NQ isn't. You guys looking at the right side, again, you have to see this from a live setting. I keep telling you that live is what matters. Do you see how some of you might be like, oh, that position, it's in a loss now. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is what matters. That is 105 ticks. That is exactly what the average says over here. We coached it live, every bit of the candle moving where people might be nervous about holding their play. So I am going to erase this now because it's done. Does that make sense? Yes, no? I just don't want people to be like, oh, see, now it's a loss. I got stopped at break even. If 105 points isn't enough for you, then you need to change something about the way you trade. Just a suggestion. Russell's now back at the box. That's, again, why you're seeing a little bit of stoppage right now on those things. And then Russell could produce a new short event again off of this. Bitcoin's now pushing up. And a lot of things could change here for crypto, guys. If Bitcoin can get in another bullish push up here, then ETH is also bullish. You just need Tether to also come down. Tether has bearish targets, everybody. It has a very low one, too, down here for today. So if Tether can get down here, that could be a very big bullish move. And by the way, crypto members, look. You have that same bullish target on both Bitcoin and ETH. You guys see it? Let me pop the stats up real fast. It's going to take a little bit for it to load. The stats will pop up here in the top right. But I'm pretty sure these are well over 80%. Yeah, like over here on Bitcoin, it's 82% chance that you will get right here. So 82% chance today, guys, you will get to 85,090 today. And then Tether, it is a 74% chance to get down here. But Tether to get right here, that's 89%, guys, right here. 89% chance you will get to there on Tether. The only way for Tether to get there is crypto has to push up. And then let me check the Ethereum's version. Sorry that I'm not showing the index features, guys, but there's no new move, so you have to wait. So wait for the stats to load on ETH. It'll probably be down here. I'm not sure which corner. There it is right there. Good Lord. Man, the daily beacon True Algo members, crypto folks, the daily scalp target right here has a 95% clearance daily rate. So y'all might want to watch where that prints every day. It's a 95% hit rate intraday. Woo! This one up here has an 80% chance. So 82% chance Bitcoin's going to go up here, and then an 80% chance that ETH is going to get to 1621. Just something to be aware about if you can get a bullish confirmation up here on Bitcoin and a bearish confirmation below the box here on good old Tether. You guys see how neutral that candle is on US 30, wrecking people on both sides, the people who shorted the low at open and the people who long the top. Again, we hit our average win right at New York Open, and it was done. So hopefully they didn't short the low. I'm sure they did, or else the candle wouldn't be going the opposite direction. And then silver, just for the record, again, it's important for you guys to see this live. So you saw the silver move, right? And then the take profit occurred. And True Algo members, Rosath, if you're here, I'm always trying to show you this in live settings because you guys think it never happens because of how you feel in a position. Look, if you set your take profit to break even and you're okay not winning, now look, it had that little bit of push up at New York Open, and now the full average is hit, which is what you're trying to get. But this one can keep going further. But you guys see this on silver. It's important to note like that first take profit was hit live, and then it retraces against you. And this is why we teach members, if you can take partials, or if you're someone who always says you want to get more out of the play and we haven't hit the average yet, then there you go. You've now exceeded the average by pushing down. And so this play is done now. The only thing you can do is you can trail your stop and let it keep running further and further. But when you get to that average point, you really got to start securing and protecting. You don't leave your stop at break even if you want to get more out of this, unless you're just letting the play run and you don't care and you're trying to run through all of these boxes. But again, you got to stick with the average and the stats that we give you. And there's another beautiful play. And I hope that helped. Again, just making sure you guys are seeing, remember, we did the ES earlier. The full average was hit right there because there's the average win. US 30, we did that short. Full average win was hit 105 ticks, 16 and a half handles. And then now on silver, a full 40 ticks, which again, that's $1,000 move in silver because it's $250 or sorry, $25 per tick. We are 3 minutes from the next close, everybody. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm about to be done with the live stream. I've been on here for a little bit over an hour. And so Deuce asked a good question. He's like, what happens when markets just like nuke out of a box? Like they just go aggressive. Now, listen, I don't know what he means because he might think a candle shooting out of a box is differently than the way I do. Like, guys, these are 15-minute candles and they're monstrous. You know what I mean? From an average candle perspective. Same thing like, look here, Deuce. And by the way, on these candles, like, look, you see that gigantic push up and push up? And gold was already in bullish confirmation. So silver did what you just said. But the way I view it like this is like if you see a monster candle shoot through a box, like how NQ is right now, the system will usually always give you an opportunity or will tell you to stay out of its way. And right now, if the NQ closes above here with this aggressive shoot or nuke through a box, if that's what you're saying, that will be a bullish confirmation. And if it is not a bullish confirmation, then you stay out of the way. You have to keep following the rules so you don't have to worry about whether or not it's shot straight through or closed a little bit above or below. Just follow the rules and use that to your advantage. The longer you hear, the more you'll see the same things happen over and over and over again. But if we just go in one direction and don't turn around, the system will almost always give you an opportunity, but maybe you have to wait a candle or two to get into it. You don't get that monster candle move, but get it on the second one. You shouldn't have to keep saying that you missed the move because at some point, either one of the assets will give you an opportunity or it will give you an opportunity on that asset. So for instance, from what he's saying, guys, let's say you want along the ES and NQ and there's a monster candle and you can't take a long here. Well, it's an index future. So guess what? US 30 or the Russell or the SPY could offer an opportunity as well if those two do not. And by the way, I just want to show you guys from a live setting. Look at the Russell. It's the same thing like the two social videos I just posted. Like you can't long the box above unless it closes above. And then look at live markets. How many people longed Russell right at New York Open when they saw that bullish candle being produced and now they're getting destroyed? You can't long that. You have to wait for it closes bearish below or closes bullish above, and then you're going to get punished. Just about to have this candle close, and then the ES is going to confirm bullish, everybody, looking for longs, but the NQ is not. You guys see where the NQ is? And right after this, I'm jumping off as soon as this candle closes, everybody. US 30 is still neutral or holding your shorts. There's nothing new. You guys see the push down? It's like guaranteed there will not be new longs here. There you go. There's the close. So, and I have to jump off here, guys, so I can go do my own thing now. The ES is telling us to look for longs, but the NQ is not. And look at the live. You got to see this. Look. Instantly, the candle opens and it's bearish. Because True Algo did not, remember what I just said on the Russell, you can't hit a box above and take a long. You got to close above. And look, instantly those people are getting crushed by like, it almost seems like 30 handles instantly. Look. 27 handles, just like that, destroyed because they don't have our boxes or our rules on live candles. I know that the ES tells us to look for longs, but the NQ said stop, and this is a confluence asset. It's so cool to see this from a live setting, guys, because everyone else is going to change their rules, change their time frames, change their concepts, you know what I mean? And boom, you escape being freaking 40 handles at this point underwater now. It's so cool. No new move on Russell. Again, I hope that helped you guys. That Russell hit is why those indexes stopped. And just beautiful now. All right, folks. I'm jumping off now. I hope that was helpful. True Algo members, if you need me, I'll try to be around a little bit later. If markets go crazy, I'll try to jump on live again with you all. But this will be on the Discord side. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Any of you guys are still on the fence, we'll all try to do this weekly, at least once a week to help you guys out. But you can always jump over to our Discord. I just posted it. Just click that. Say hi. You can DM me. Ask me questions. I will never DM or friend request you. That's what the scammers do who try to mimic our name. We try to ban them as fast as possible. But I hope I showed you, again, being able to do this on live candles. Not make-believe, not back testing like everything else does. Live candles. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.